Yo, what's up, nerds? So we have this new MTG Pride event coming in June to support the LGBT community. So from June 28th to June 30th, there's going to be this cool little event where for commander games you can have two commanders and they don't have to have partner, and they can be any two legendary creatures. It's just this cool little celebration. I know already there are people outraged like, oh, Wizards of the Coast, oh, or fucking the grifter that is Words of Paradise is out here like, oh, they're changing the game. It's a slippery slope, and they're gonna cower to the woke mob. That's stupid shit. All right, it's just a fun little event. It's a series with gay characters. All right, like it's not like this is some crazy shoehorned in thing. It's just gonna be fun. You're gonna go to your LGS, whatever. So I thought I would make sure that everybody knows how to make this event not fun. I know there are a lot of commander pairings that are going to be really cool or whatever. Yes, I call this cool decks, even though a lot of them aren't cool. You've got like Derevi and, Nihila for infinite combats, or you have like Magda and you use Oswald to like search out Clock of Omens or whatever, and Universal Automaton. There's like cool lines or whatever. No. This deck I've been wanting to build for a while. So this is Rograk and Yomiji who bars the way. So whenever a legendary permanent other than Yomiji is put into a graveyard from play, you can return it to its owner's hand. And Rograk is a zero-cost legend. So the cool little thing here is Rograk dies, goes back to your hand, you can play him for 0. You see where this is going? So this goes infinite super easily. Deck composition, we have Esper Sentinel, Mother of Runes, because you really need to be protecting Yomiji after you ramp out to him. Archivist for draw. Dark Dweller is another sacrifice outfit. It's not outfit. Outlet that's going to let you find another outlet eventually. So, like, if you have some way to get infinite mana out of this, which you'll see is possible, and then you have Dark Dweller Oracle, you'll be able to then exile infinite cards, whatever. It's just another option for sacrificing Rograk. Deep Gnome Terramancer to help you ramp, Dockside for ramping, Draenith Magistrate because it's a stacks piece, same with Grand Abolisher. Devilish Valet is another win con because infinite ETBs, infinite doubling power, whatever. Imperial Recruiter to help you search for certain win con pieces, same with Recruiter of the Guard, because there's certain pieces you need. If you have a infinite sack outlet, but it isn't like Goblin Bombardment for damage, then you find like Witty Roastmaster, or for power 2 or less, sometimes you really need to find Dockside to ramp yourself into Yomiji, whatever. It's just giving you more options. Rumor Gatherer just gives you more value. Perforos, another way to burn out. Goldspan Dragon for treasure. You're really gonna want to be ramping to Yomiji as fast as possible. Solitude for removal. Hellkite Cursor. Basically just another way to get Yomiji out without paying 7 mana. Jeweled Lotus for ramp. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Boros Signet, Cold Steel Heart, Fellwar Stone, Lightning Greaves for protection, Mind Stone, Moonsilver Key. It can get a land, which is cool, or an artifact with a mana ability, which could be a mana rock, but it could also be something like Ashnod's Altar, which with Rograk is going to be infinite mana of colorless. It's just an option. It's cool. It's whatever. Swiftfoot Boots for protection, Talisman, Thought Vessel, Archaeomancer's Mat for ramp, Blasting Station because it goes infinite, Phyrexian Altar, again, infinite mana. It's any color this time, which is just even better. Sunforger to, if you need to, you can get like Teferi's Protection or any other way to protect Yumiji. Thran Dynamo, because you play Thran Dynamo turn 4, then you have Yumiji turn 5, whatever. Blacksmith Skill, another way to give it indestructible. Enlightened Tutor in order to find things like Blasting Station, or as we'll see later, we have sack outlets like Goblin Bombardment that are just going to be really strong. Lauren's Escape for protection, Mantithe for protection, Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshares for removal, Boros Charm for protection and or removal, and or technically you could finish a game with the double strike. Reprieve, basically just protects your shit, draws you cards, whatever. Sashiro Shelter is a land, and it's also going to protect Yomiji. Tybalt's Trickery is a good counterspell, deflecting SWAT. Flawless Maneuver for protection. Seething Song, because if you have an extra 2 white, you can Seething Song and then Yomiji. It's whatever. Stroke of Midnight for removal. Teferi's Protection for protection. Valakut Awakening is another way to get cards in hand. It's also a land. Faithless Looting for the card. It's not even card advantage. It's technically card disadvantage, I believe. Because yeah. But whatever. It's card choose. Gamble. Sometimes when you really want that piece, you're willing to gamble for Goblin Bombardment or whatever to win the game. Reckless Impulse, basically just card advantage. Rip Apart for removal. Idyllic Tutor for, again, pieces of your combos. Jessica's Will for fast mana. Blasphemous Act as a board wipe. Land tax to basically find you lands. Goblin Bombardment finishes games. If you have both commanders and Goblin Bombardment out, you basically win the game. Impact Tremors, again, makes it a little bit faster. If you are doing like an infinite mana with Ashnod's Altar, then you'll also get infinite Impact Tremors and you'll win the game. Descent to Avernus makes treasure, helps you get to that win. Fable the Mirror Breaker for choosing, like card choice, and treasure for advantage. Smothering Tithe, treasure's just really good. It's going to help you get out Yomiji. Ancient Tomb, Arid Mesa, Barbarian Ring is a removal spell on a land. Bloodstained Mire, Command Beacon. Basically, if somebody does get rid of Yomiji once, you're going to want to sack Command Beacon instead of paying for commander tax, probably. Crystal Vein to theoretically get them out faster. It's also basically just you never want a Rograk to cost mana, so it's good for that too. Iganjo, Elegant Parlor, Fabled Passage, Field of the Dead, because we're playing a lot of unique lands. Flooded Strand, Hall of Heliod's Generosity in case a combo piece gets destroyed. Inventor's Fair to search out like Ashnod's Altar or one of those, or a Blasting Station, one of those. Mazavith, kind of a random choice, but I just think if the deck is going to be slow-ish, you're going to need this. Mountains, Needle Verge Pathway, Nykthos, just an option for a whole bunch of mana. Plains, Prismatic Vista, Sacred Foundry, Sokenzan, Spectator Seating, Sunbaked Canyon, Sundown Pass, Thespian Stage, and then Wasteland for other land removal. So I hear what you're saying. Wow, this deck looks expensive. And yep, it sure is. Because wouldn't it be really funny to show up to a casual event that's only on for 3 days with an $1,000 deck, just for funsies? So to see how this runs, we'll just okay. So what we have in our hand is basically everything you want. You have Goblin Bombardment to win. If Goblin Bombardment gets removed, you have Impact Tremors and Ashnod's Altar to win. So I guess we would do something like Bloodstained Mire. Search, find a Sacred Foundry, put that onto the battlefield tapped. Or actually, no, we wouldn't do that. We'd find the Surveil lands. I keep forgetting they're out, so yeah. So we're going to move that to the battlefield. We're going to shuffle. We're going to Elegant Parlor, so then we're going to Surveil. I think we would want to put Smothering Tithe bottom. No, I don't want to look. Fuck it. We're going to put it in exile because I don't know how to put it on the bottom. Whatever. Move to turn 2. We're going to Fabled Passage. Grab ourselves a... whatever's closest to the top. I'm going to say Plains. So we're going to move Plains to hand. Shuffle. Plains would enter tapped. Go to turn 3. Sundown Pass. Since we control 2 or more other lands, enters untapped. At this point, I think we would Cold Steel Heart for white. Spectator Seating enters untapped. Go for a Seething... no. We would go for a Goblin Bombardment and an Ashnod's Altar. And then next turn, we would go Seething Song, Yomiji, play Rograk, sock Rograk infinite times for infinite mana. So if you don't understand how it works, you sacrifice it, it enters the graveyard, Yomiji triggers, you put it back to your hand, you cast it for 0, you sacrifice it over and over and over. So we'll deal infinite damage, we'll gain infinite mana, and that's basically how the deck wins. That's a turn 5 win right there. Just run it back one more game. I think we would mulligan here. This has no clear win con. This hand kind of sucks, but I think it'd be fair to put... Oh wait, no, it's casual, so we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to put anything back. We will flip Sigir's Shelter into Sigir Glacier tapped, and we will pass turn. We will play a Crystal Vein. So if we need to, we could reprieve something just for funsies to draw that extra card. At this point, I think we would Dockside. We're gonna say that we gain 2 treasures from Dockside, just as a, like an estimate, whatever. 2 treasures from Dockside. I think here would be best to. So, we have no way of going infinite. However, I think we would still go for Jeweled Lotus, sack Crystal Vein, sack Jeweled Lotus, tap 2, play Yomiji, play Rograk. And then at this point, we still have 2 treasures. So we're good if we need to Blacksmith skill to protect something. We have Deflecting SWAT active. And at this point, I think we would just more or less hope our way into a win con, or do something like sack a treasure, play Devilish Valet. We have no way to sack Rograk yet, so it isn't infinite. However, at this point, we more or less have a commanding board state. I would imagine we could probably have Imperial recruited for something. We had protection. We could Dark Dweller Oracle to sacrifice Rograk for more value. Basically, the deck just takes over with an amount of value and protection to where you can't interact with the combo pieces, and it goes straight in for that kind of combo win. That being said, there's probably a less fun deck. I'm just saying, I think this is very combo heavy, not very fun for the casual players. This is probably more pointed to. But let me know, what's the least fun deck I could bring to this event? Not because I am against this event. I think it's really good that, we're seeing more representation in media. And I think it's really stupid to be upset that people who are not, like, in more marginalized groups are being represented, and we're seeing support for them. As fucking what Words of Paradise would say, oh, but they have more flags than blah 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 blah. I'm sorry, like, we have identities, we have groups. Like, I if you are unhappy because other people get to be happy, then maybe you should, like, actually take a look at where you are in life and why you're letting someone else's happiness make you miserable. Because let's be real, we're in one world, we're all here to coexist. There's no reason to be upset that, like, oh, gay people get an event. All right, I think it's great that for every straight person that can be like, wow, Liliana and Gideon are literally me, there's a gay person who can be like, wow, me and my girlfriend are the Nissa Chandra couple, or me and my boyfriend are Raul Zarek and Tomik, or whatever. Like, I think it's really good that we're getting that sort of representation. And I know some people are like, oh, but I don't want it in my fantasy card game or whatever. But, like, that's a stupid. There's no reason not to. If you can have, a marriage or whatever, like, just suck it up, honestly. Stop acting like a baby. But that's it. That's MTG, man. Spitting some facts. Word. Hatsune Secret Mute. Hatsune Miku Secret Lair. Review coming soon. Bye.